how sweet it is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal HeyArcher. Welcome back to... I didn't mess that one up actually this time. Wow, look at that. It's me, your buddy pal HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. So happy to have you guys here with me today, tonight, this lovely evening. This is your weekly Thursday night nerdy talk show where I'm getting an audio error message potentially, but I think it's gone away. Maybe it's gone away. I think it's gone away. No, it's still there. Tech difficulties. That's what we do. It's a weekly Thursday night nerdy talk show where we sit back and relax. I said we sit back and relax. And hopefully by now you've poured yourself just a little bit of,
more specifically, vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
oh yeah, that's good. The gin train continues, I tell you. And we shoot the breeze. I had something in my teeth. I still have something in my teeth. Man, dinner was great. I'll say that. But this is your weekly Thursday night nerdy talk show. Like I said, we have a lot to talk about. Apparently big movies are coming out this weekend. And more importantly, some toy companies are taking some L's. So I definitely want to talk about that. If you have a YouTube channel, podcast, blog, vlog, OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. It's going to be a fun one. But without further ado, we'll bring in the man, the myth, the legend. It's me. Actually, tonight, I'm not the problem, apparently. I am not the problem. Everybody's over at another live stream right now. Dave and Dre are streaming. So those of you who happen to jump in here, welcome aboard. I assume a lot of you will watch the replay because they are streaming right now. Make sure you head over there, hit like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Because that's what we do. We support each other's channels. But wow, Paximus with the 18 months of membership. Look at that. Wow. Good to see you, Pax. Good to see you and appreciate your support. The rambling one in the house, Anthony. Good to see you. Hey, it is Aaron Waller. Good to see you as well. Wow, my Rodecaster is dusty. Gotta clean that off. But yeah, like I said, everybody's over on another stream right now. So maybe when that ends, a lot of you toy hunters will come over here. But if you're watching the replay, welcome aboard. Appreciate having you here. But let's get the plugs out the way over at, it's showing everything. Hang on, let's see. How do I? Yeah, that one. I'll just close the other one just in case. Nerdaffiliated.com, your one-stop shop for all things nerd affiliated. Links to the latest shows, latest unboxings, latest clips, all that cool, fun stuff. You can, of course, find the audio version of the podcast there. And if you want to get yourself some sweet merch, you can always hit up the store as well. Pick up a t-shirt. But hey, this time of the year, pick up a nice hoodie. Be warm. Pick up a gift for a friend, family, stranger, all the above. But if you want to talk with us in real time, you can hit up the the Real Nerd Affiliated. You can hit up Nerd Affiliated on Instagram, where we post some news, we post clips, reels, all that fun stuff. And did I say news? I don't think I said news. News, clips, reels, fun stuff. Sorry, I'm heavily distracted by everything happening. But if you're into the Ghostbuster side of things, you can hit the Real Nerd Busters over on Instagram. And that's where we dedicate more of our time to the Ghostbuster side of things over there on the channel. Funny, I'm thinking about that right now. So I have the, HeyArcher, me, my own Instagram, and Rambling has his own Instagram. Aaron Waller has his own Instagram. But then we have, Nerd Affiliated, where it's kind of like everything. And then we branched off the Real Nerd Busters, because that's how much I become obsessed with Ghostbusters. But should we branch off anything else? Like, should we have like a Star Wars only Instagram? Should we have like a Marvel one, a DC one, Batman one? I don't know. I'll tell you what, I don't know if I can really handle another Instagram, to be honest. I think I'm up to like 6 at the moment. But I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, should we start like other Instagrams dedicated to like certain fandoms, but again, tie it to, Nerd Affiliated. I don't know. We'll see. Dada Films in the house. Good to see you. I think we are set. KO in the house. Good to see you. Are we all set, Anthony? Are we? Saying hi to KO. So we'll let's jump into it. And before it's gonna be a lot of toy stuff today, so heads up. Actually, I want to see if I can find did they post about this? I kind of doubt it. No, who posted about it? Yeah, he wouldn't post about it. He's not trying to rock the boat. Let's see. He did, yeah. All right. So Man Collects in the house. Good to see you. I'm wrapping something up and coming on. I want to talk a couple comic things. Oh, really? You want to join the stream tonight? All right. Anthony has not been on in quite a while, actually, so that should be fun. Unless you mean that you'll be coming back to watch, which is possible. I want to start off with NECA, actually. A brand I was talking very highly of this week, actually. And I saw this, and I was like, why? Why are you doing this? Now, the reason I was speaking highly of NECA this week, actually, I'm going to go over to the YouTube channel real quick so we can pull this up. Where are you at? Here you go. Again, you guys all pretty much subscribe to each other. Did I say hi to Man Collects? I think I did, right? Just in case. Hey, Man Collects. I sent you a text that you ignored, so I'm going to shame you into letting me on. You did? I didn't see another text. Yeah. I lost my chain of thought. I think the gin's hitting already. No. So JB this week posted an unboxing. He doesn't post unboxings very often, but when he does, I enjoy watching them. And you should too. Make sure you guys subscribe to JB's Toy Trunk. He posted a unboxing of this Christopher Lee Dracula figure. And what I appreciate about JB is he doesn't post a lot of unboxing videos, but when he does, I'm willing to bet there's not a lot of unboxing videos about it. Like, it's something that he's like, this is cool. A lot of people aren't talking about it. They should. Let me do an unboxing. So he picked this thing up, did an unboxing, and it's a great figure. Looking at it, this would go great in any horror collection, any NECA collection in general. I mean, look at these head sculpts. Amazing. NECA does amazing work when it comes to human head sculpts and horror stuff, turtle stuff. You know, we all generally, I think, love NECA for the most part. they have their mishaps. All of the toy companies do. But this week was one I did not expect. Did not expect. So this comes courtesy of AZ Toy Hunters Guild. Make sure you give him a follow and a subscribe. Always on the hunt. And see, I knew it. Upon further review, I typed a message and never hit send. I apologize, and I will proceed to slam my head into a wall as punishment. Sorry. Yep. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. So, over here, you'll see a long email on here. And a lot of people received this email who purchased the NECA TMNT sewer layer, right? Now, if you need a reminder as to what that was, actually, I wonder if they still show like their old stuff. Yeah, here you go. So this is the sewer layer, and NECA, similar to what Hasbro's been doing lately, NECA has been doing one-time like pre-orders. So it's not a crowdfund, but you got one shot at buying it. And they started it with just the normal sewer layer, and then they continued it with Donatello's lab diorama. And the idea is that you put all of them together and you make a massive sewer layer for your turtle collection, your animated turtle collection. So, we've all been very vocal about the layers and how they cost $300 for a couple pieces of plastic and some accessories. So I feel like a lot of us in the chat here have skipped these, even though if they were priced reasonably, I think we all would have bought them. Safe to assume. It's crazy to think that this diorama costs the same as a HasLab Ecto 1 with figures. So that, anyway. So, this was a very controversial thing. I think the first one was probably more controversial than this one, because this one was just like more the same price-wise. But the first one, people were like, the hell? So, people bought this and they shipped, but allegedly, according to his email, NECA accidentally sent some people more than one. So imagine you're somebody. I would do a scratch ticket personally if it was me. Imagine you're somebody who saw the layer and decided, I'm going to hold off on this thing. It's too much money. I don't really need a living room set for my turtles, Scooby Life in the House, good to see you. You've determined I don't need a sewer, a living room for my turtles. I'm good. But then the sewer layer, or the diorama, comes out for the lab, and you're like, you know what I'm in. Maybe you watch some reviews of the living room, and you're like, I wish I got it, but I'll get this one anyway. So imagine you wanted the first one, didn't get it, got the second one, and all of a sudden 2 show up at your house. That'd be freaking amazing. Again, I would do a scratch ticket on that. 2 for the price of 1. Absolutely amazing. NECA decides, hey, we made this mistake. I think the best course of action here is to ask people to send it back.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
Shout out to Patrick. No Craft in the house. Craft collects. So NECA sent out this email, and I'll read part of it for those of you who are just listening to the audio version only. Thank you for being a loyal NECA customer. We're writing to inform you that due to an unexpected error in our shipping system, you received an extra Donatello's sewer layer lab diorama by mistake. I wish after that they did like LOL or like a shrug thing. We sincerely apologize for the mix-up and confusion. To help us resolve this situation and ensure there are enough dioramas for customers who bought them, we kindly request that you return the extra product to us. We will provide you with a prepaid return shipping label to make it as easy as possible. Imagine they sat down and they said, yeah, this is the best course of action. Just send it back. Send it back. Somebody definitely got fired for this. Somebody definitely got fired. I mean, if we're talking like, now this is a whole separate issue, but if we're talking less than like, I don't know, 20, I'd say just mark it up to the game, call it a day. Even I'd say in some cases, 50, but I understand it's a lot here, but between 20 and 50, I'm like, if you sent out more than 50 or like 100 extras for no reason, yeah, someone's getting fired. But again, it's out there now. Call it a day. Call it a day. You messed up. Aaron. I just realized my AirPod case was in my pocket, so I can put my AirPod away. But they decided the best option here is obviously to tell you guys to ship it back to us. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? Third paragraph or fourth paragraph, because they have the instructions. We profusely apologize for the inconvenience. Upon receiving the diorama, upon them receiving it back from you, we will provide you with an extra $100 NECA store credit to use on your next TMNT purchase as a token of our appreciation. Here's where it gets interesting. Failure to return the diorama may result in limited opportunities to buy future products from the NECA store. They are telling you if you do not send back your Uber Eats order that you were not intended to receive, right? Like you're eating the food, right? If you don't spit the food back into the container, close the container, put it back in the bag, and return it to the restaurant, then you could potentially be banned from the NECA store.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish! Filth! Slime! Muck! Boo! Boo! Boo!
I don't know whose idea it was to include that sentence there. Ultra Cardazilla in the house. Good to see you. I don't know whose idea that was. Thank you for understanding and cooperation as we work to correct this mistake and prevent it from happening again in the future. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact our customer service team. I said I was going to read the whole thing, and I did, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. General Kenobi, good to see you. It is wild. That is wild. Absolutely wild. Here's the thing. NECA, in my opinion, like many toy companies, I'm not even going to say it's exclusive to them at this point. Creativity from the future. Good to see you. Oh, that's why I love the show. Blue Sasquatch in the house. Yes, it is live. Good to see you. Love the mask. Most toy companies, I feel like, are on the ropes right now, because as the economy is where it is, and as we're all like approaching the holidays and we're penny pinching and paying more for gas and groceries and all these things, we have less money to spend on bullshit. At the end of the day, all these toys, all these proton packs, these Captain America shields, it's all bullshit, right? These are all just dispensable income, right? So these companies now are literally fighting each other for this dispensable income that we have. And you decide to tell people, we're going to potentially ban you from our website if you don't send this back. And in my opinion, the reason that this is such a hit to them is because they are on the ropes as far as sales go. They're on the ropes financially. I saw Dave in the house. Good to see you. Are they going to hang themselves? Mr. Man Collects, good to see you. Oh, thank you, Blue Sasquatch. Thank you very much. I'll get my point out and then I'll go back to the comments. So NECA, in my opinion, is on the ropes. Gargoyles seems to be DOA. Turtles are starting to shelf warm at stores. I don't know about you guys, and a lot of us have noticed this. A lot less NECA stuff is showing up at Target. A lot less is showing up. And there's a lot of items that you've seen over at the collector's, what was it, the collector spot at Target. A lot of the NECA stuff's just collecting dust. It's just kind of sitting there, especially gargoyles, unfortunately. Horror stuff sits there. At Best Buy, kind of sits there. So I feel like they're already feeling it. And by doing something like this, it does not help the cause. It does not help the cause. Do I think this is something that will blow over in another week or 2 weeks? Of course. Of course. I think for this story to continue, they would have to do something extreme, like canceling people's orders. You know, maybe somebody who got to, all of a sudden they get an email saying your pre-order for X, Y, and Z is canceled. Then I think the story continues. But I think they're not winning over any new fans. They're not doing themselves any services here by telling people, we'll ban you from our online store if you don't return this $300 product. And to the point of Patrick earlier, I don't even need to go to your online store. Most of the stuff is in stores, even though sometimes it's hard to find. Like I still have not seen Tatsu, but there's still a way I can get it. Somebody will find it for me if I had to. People have messaged me saying they have an extra one if I want it. So NECA doesn't do themselves any services here. As far as the movie line, the 1990 movie line, it's at the end of its cycle, right? Like at this point, everybody who wants the Turtles has them. You're now seeing other parts of the NECA movie line shelf warming. I never would have thought I'd see Turtle movie stuff sitting there. 2 packs of Turtles, Turtles in Time, not the official name, but that's what it was. Kino 2-pack sitting there. Foot Soldier 2-pack sitting there. Never would have imagined. Never would have imagined that stuff would shelf warm at a store. But alas, it is. And I'm not sure how much more is in the tank for the NECA line when it comes to Turtles. Do I want to continue? Obviously, I do. I love the Predator figures. I love the Turtle figures. All of it. But doing things like this doesn't win you any new fans. And in a time like this, you need to keep in people's good graces, because what little money we have to burn on toys, you want to be the company that when I go to the store and I'm looking at in the collector section, I'm looking at a Super 7, I'm looking at a NECA, and I'm looking at a friggin' stupid ass Funko, I end up going with yours versus the other ones. That's what you need. That's what you need to happen. Stuff like this doesn't help you. We'll see what ends up happening. We'll see. But I'm curious, if NECA was to lose, worst case scenario, if NECA went out and Turtles had to go somewhere else, who would you want? Who would you want? And by the way, where the hell is Super 7 with those 2003 Turtles? Where are those at? Let me catch up on the comments here. I think I was around here. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. Ultra Cardzilla said, I gave NECA a ton of coal as they failed to make new Terminator figures for its 40th anniversary, and it shows that NECA don't care about Terminator anymore as they never made new ones over 4 years. You've talked about that a lot in a couple streams I've seen you in, and you're correct. There's not been a lot of NECA Terminator figures. They don't sell. I mean, ultimately, there's very... I think that an issue that NECA has is the lines they have are great. There's a lot of love in them, right? And by the way, I love NECA, so I don't even want this to come across as like, I mean, it's kind of a hit piece in a way, but I'm a fan and I don't want them to fail. NECA has done a lot of great things with some iconic franchises: Turtles, Predator, Aliens. But ultimately, those franchises, like as far as what people want to buy, it's usually the main character or characters in the case of Turtles. Like it's usually what you want to get. When it comes to Terminator figures, you kind of want Arnold, and that's it. That's really what, if you line a shelf, the Arnold stuff probably goes, the rest of it sits. And even when it comes to Terminator, it's only the the OG movie stuff that moves, and T2 that moves for Arnold. I remember seeing, was it Terminator Genesis? That Arnold, I thought it's a great one. The old man Arnold, it's a great figure. Nobody buys it. I've seen that thing collect dust for almost like 2 years now. People just don't want that. They just want T2 Terminator stuff. And even in T2, people only want Arnold. So I can understand why some of these lines, NECA kind of just stops, because once the main characters are out, and once your customer that's willing to spend $30 on one figure has bought the main character they want, they kind of stop. Look at Predator. You go to a NECA section. If you go to a NECA section right now in Target, I guarantee you it's a bunch of gargoyles, right? Like Angela that nobody wants. A bunch of gargoyles, a bunch of random predators. Jungle Predators is always gone. But all the other ones, like Predator 2 figures, they just sit there. Those sit. You've probably got a couple horror stuff there. You got a couple Chuckies there. You have, if it's Alien, you just have the Alien like xenomorphs there. The humans are gone. And you probably have, you know, if you're unfortunate enough, some of those monster figures, like from the Monsters. So, you know, if it ain't the OG4 from 1990 movie for Turtles, if it's not Arnold from T1 and T2, if it's not, you know, Jungle Predator, it's not going to move. Now, I think you talked in another, and I got to scroll down. Maybe you say this. They should have made a Danny Glover by now. They should have re-released the crew from Alien 1 by now. They should have given us, you know, another run of the T2 Arnold. That they've not done that. I keep seeing the T1000, but we need another Arnold run. So there's things they can release, but at a certain point, you can't just keep releasing the same one character. Unless you're Super 7 and you keep dropping like new Lionel figures every 5 seconds, you know, trying to survive as well. So, NECA who? We're saying hi each other. Marvelous in the house. Good to see you. EC in the house. Good to see you. Actually, EC's, that's a guy I talked to right there. EC collects the Predator figures, and EC will tell you that it's probably easy to find all those Predator figures, and the rest of them kind of sit there. And he pays attention to that. It just is what it is. Like, they're great figures, and I think anybody who looks at a Predator figure is like, wow, that's really dope. But not a lot of us are willing to buy a whole tribe of Predator figures. You know, EC's one that loves them. I love them too. I don't know anybody else in the chat that collects Predator figures outside of maybe you have Jungle Predator from the first one. Chat, don't forget to leave a like on this awesome stream. Thank you very much. Marv in the house. Did I say hi already? I'll say hi again just in case. Happy belated birthday. Turtles on clearance. Yep. Never would have imagined. Exactly. Imagine going back to 2020 and telling yourself, oh, don't worry. The 1990 Turtles, they'll shelf for them. You'll be able to find them. Secret of the Ooze, you'll find them easy. Imagine. I would have thought you were high. I hope NECA loses the Terminator license, and I hope someone like Hiya Toys gets the license to make Terminator figures at 1/12 and 1/18, especially the latter, as 1/18 is my go-to scale. Yep. Aliens, the movie figures are so dope. Yeah, like I don't have any human characters from Alien. The only one I've seen is like the black guy from is it the video game or the cartoon? I want to buy that figure just out of like nostalgia, because I remember being a kid seeing that figure, thinking it was cool. But, and I remember seeing Ripley in the spacesuit. She was there for a while. What's the robot from the first one? He was on clearance. Like he was all like destroyed. But like, where's like just traditional Ripley? Like regular clothes, you know? Where's that figure? Where's my Arnold in mud? You know, give me that one. Yeah, the movie figures are so fucking dope. I love Hiya. No one. EC, I love the Hiya Toy Predator figures as they looked awesome. My J. Joe 118 scare figures, yeah. Saying hi to each other. I was so blown away when I got my first Hiya Predator. Never expected what I unboxed. I'll look into that. I will look into that. Steve in the house, good to see you. There are Terminator fans that wanted Terminators from Terminator 3 and Salvation, but NECA never makes them. They probably won't sell. I want a T600 Terminator made by NECA, and they refused. Yeah, I have a whole NECA Terminator collection, also the TMNT. All right, there you go. Somebody else. Predators sell by me. You mean you buy them? Sorry, I'm just gonna jump down a bit. NECA doesn't complete the entire Colonial Marines from Aliens, as we never gotten Drake, Tim Crow, Apon, and other more, and fans want them made, but NECA does listen to fans. I don't know if they no, they did it, but I'm telling they should rerun that. That's an old ass figure. Like the only Arnold I have from Predator is him from the beginning of the movie with the red shirt, and he comes with the map and all sorts of stuff. And that's because at Comic-Con, actually shout out to Anthony, he bought that for me. At Comic-Con, they did a Out of the Vault, and that was one of the Predator, one of the figures. That's the only reason I got it. Otherwise, I'd have 0 Arnold Predator figures, and they never made a Danny Glover. So that's when you need. Yeah, that should be in a store. Even that old ass mold should be in a store. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Major L for NECA, and Hasbro's right behind him. Hasbro's right behind him. Next up, let's go over here. Now, this story, I'm going to, at the moment, take with a grain of salt. Hasbro sued in an investor suit for allegedly lying about overpurchased inventory after pandemic demand. Hasbro allegedly misrepresented and concealed the extent of its inventory buildup. Now, this article is over at Polygon, and I want to go back and just say one thing. I haven't seen any of the like big companies cover this. Your Yahoo Finances, CNN, Fox, CNBC. I haven't seen any of the big dogs cover the story. So maybe, it's not something that people are like interested in. Maybe it's, something that will just settle, and it could just be something that's just silly. But either way, the idea here is, as self-described investor rights law firm filed a lawsuit Wednesday alleging that Hasbro, the tabletop gaming and toy company, misrepresented its excessive inventory to investors, something the firm says is a violation of the federal securities laws. Polygon reached out to Hasbro for comment and it has yet to hear back. So this goes back to 2021 into 2022. Hasbro allegedly told investors the high purchasing was necessary to mitigate supply chain risk and meet customer demand ahead of the 2022 holiday season, according to the lawsuit. So, we've talked about the Hasbro earnings calls here. We're one of the few channels that does. I know for most it's not interesting. I like it, so I talk about it. But something that Hasbro had talked about a lot over the last, it wasn't the last couple earnings calls, but maybe prior to that, the last 2 years, was inventory. And what I think almost discredits this whole lawsuit is everybody was talking about inventory since 2021 into 23. Hasbro, they were telling people, oh no, don't worry, we're bulking the inventory up because there's such high demand for toys, which is kind of true. We all remember 2020 when a lot of us got into this, it was hard to find figures. So a lot of these companies had to over-order in order to ensure that they weren't running into these issues where you have high demand and no supply. Like that's always the game, right? Supply and demand. But their number one priority in like 2022 into 23, other than being profitable, I remember, was lowering inventory numbers. And I've talked about it before that we start to see almost quarterly warehouse sales on the Hasbro site. Something they've never done before. And to me, it was a toothpaste out of the toothpaste container situation. Hasbro does a warehouse sale. They create an outlet. People are just going to start waiting now for stuff to go on sale on the Hasbro site. But also since then, all of a sudden, all these stores, Target, Walmart, and then Hasbro themselves in distribution, started selling stuff off to Ollie's, to Ross, Bloomingdale's. And now we start to see all that. With a lot of you when you're toy hunting, your channels have blown up over that stuff. So Hasbro was like, "Oh no, we figured it out. Like we're all good." But really, that's what was happening. Large inventory, can't push it, clearance the shit out of everything, try to get rid of it, still not selling. Sell to Ross for X amount of dollars. Sell to Ollie's for X amount of dollars. That's what they ended up doing. And what I feel like this lawsuit is getting at, I feel like it makes sense, but at the same time, like nobody was doing anything different. Anybody who was doing brick and mortar was over ordering. And yeah, when it comes to an earnings call, these companies all lie. They all lie. They're not going to tell you, "Damn, we can't move these toys." They're going to tell you, "Oh no, we're good. We're not ordering as much next time. We figured it out." Blah blah blah. But really, inventory was high, not because they were trying to, what they're saying here, inventory was high not because they were trying to prepare for high sales. Inventory was high because nobody was buying stuff and it was just sitting there and more kept coming in and more kept coming in and more, So I feel like this is like almost like a pointless lawsuit, but I like that somebody's calling them out. I do feel like that's entertaining to me, at least, maybe to you guys. You guys let me know. But, Brian Flynn talked about this with Super 7. He was like, on that podcast he goes on that they softball him, everything. He was like, listen, the Ollie's and Ross thing is not going to continue, right? Like, so far it's been proven wrong, but he's like, it's not going to continue because obviously people in these companies know my stuff's not selling. The next couple of orders, we're going to order less and less and less. So we'll see what happens there. But I feel like something NECA did ahead of the curve was something like this. It's not a crowdfund, but it's not a mass release either. Short pre-order window, go for it, see if you like it. Hasbro started doing the same thing. I'll come back to this, but when you look at the Sentinel and you look at Dragon Man, those were examples. These are items that, yeah, they could stock up a warehouse on it, but why? They're not even printing this stuff yet. Pre-order window opens, pre-order window closes. We know the exact order, plus or minus for error. Order that amount, mitigate your losses. So this kind of thing, I think will stop as time goes on, but we'll see. We'll see. And what's not doing any of these companies any favors is really shitty media coming out. Star Wars stuff is shelf warming. All the media sucks. Marvel stuff, DC stuff. As long as they give us shit TV shows and shit movies, people are going to lose their interest. And if you don't believe me that that's a thing, look at X-Men 97 and think back to when that line first dropped. It wasn't really moving with the exception of Wolverine. The show comes out, can't sell enough. Can't sell enough. So it's a thing. The media needs to be there to back a lot of these toy lines. But the toy lines also have to do right by us. And raising prices and getting rid of windows and all these other like little things they've done over the last couple of years doesn't help. Does not help the cause. But let's go over to the comment section. Go to eBay, my brother. I believe it's a Hong Kong or a Taiwanese exclusive-ish kind of thing. AliExpress also popped off. people start getting stuff there. Was that like 2 years ago? EC says, I feel like Ross is already dying. Yeah. I've seen a lot of you guys talk about that. Let me go back up. I think I missed some stuff. Yeah, everybody wants the Wolf Predator. They even teased it. Which one was the Wolf Predator? From Hunting Ground. All right. I feel like with this line, NECA does a decent job of not over ordering. I could be wrong, but I feel like whenever they arrive in stores, it's usually like 2 or 3. It's not like an overabundance, you know? I wanted him made so bad as he will look badass killing a lot of Cobra Troopers, Steel Brigades, and will look badass fighting Snake Eyes, yeah. Or Mutant Mayhem figures at Dollarama for $5 each, yeah. Mutant Mayhem, that was an interesting one. Seeing that in I feel like Mutant Mayhem may have been my first sign as a toy hunter that toys are not primarily for kids anymore. Because I remember when that movie dropped and those figures took up an entire section at Walmart, they just sat there. They sat there. You went to WWE, stuff moved. At the time, AEW, moving. Marvel Legends, moves. G.I. Joe, moves. But Mutant Mayhem, nothing. I have James Cameron NECA action figure. His title is Colonial Cameron. He comes with a movie camera, a pulse rifle, and a clapboard. I think you mean clipboard. I'm showing that figure, but never found him at Toys R Us. Wow, it was back in the Toys R Us days. They'll fake it till they make it. Yeah, they all do. I missed a bit. Not too much. AliExpress has been holding me down the last couple of months. Yeah. Yeah. Let's jump over to the HasLab. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about, and I cannot. Oh, I want to touch on this, and I have no idea what it is. We'll do some movie talk real quick. Oh, look at that! The rambling one has arrived. I don't know how long he's been in the green room, but I'll bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, freaks and geeks, we have the one, the only, rambling nerd, Anthony in the house. Sir, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? And I haven't been waiting long at all.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. How's it been?
Yeah, can't complain. I do want to apologize again. And actually, you know what I really did? Mm-hmm. I have been relying on Siri lately through my watch to send texts. So I looked at my watch, and I guess I sent it when I was too far away from my phone or something, because it was sitting there with like the red did not deliver information. So
makes sense.
But yeah.
Makes sense.
So
well, hey, you're a toy collector now, whether you want to admit it or not. You're one of us.
I cave. I admit it.
Yeah. But I want to talk some TV movie. I don't know what this is, type of thing first. Then we'll go back to the HasLab. Sure. Why don't you cover your camera just in case I'm switching screens? Talk. Let me hear you.
Hi.
Oh, yeah,
how are
you're
you?
Good. All right, you're good. Dave saying hi to you, of course.
Hi, Dave.
So this image dropped from Sam Witwer, and I feel like in our group chat we shared it and then never talked about it. But he, I guess, in a fan film, is playing Kirk, young Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this?
I knew nothing about this, and I'm there for it, though. Whatever it is, I want to see it. I still have to watch the Batman Beyond fan film, by the way, but that I digress.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that looks pretty cool, and why not? The guy loves Star Wars. Who's to say he can't be great for Star Trek too, in one capacity or another?
Yeah, no, for sure. Dave said this was awesome. The Kirk send off. So based on this post, I'm guessing this was tied to the Generations anniversary. Even Patrick, all you motherfuckers saw this thing and didn't say anything about like. Is this on YouTube? Like, what's going on?
It's
here?
already out.
All these guys are saying they saw it. Let's see, Star Trek Unification short film. From Critical Drinker. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, Critical Drinker. I feel like I've heard him on through some of the veteran podcasts I listen to occasionally.
Yeah.
Oh no, you know what? Not Nerd Erotic, because he was on one of the podcasts and I think he mentioned the Critical Drinker. I think maybe I could be talking out of that other part of my body again.
Should we risk copyright strike and watch it?
Can you get copyright strikes on a fan film?
I think so. I mean, here's the thing: if it's not even an official release, then they're breaking copyright. Who watches The Watchmen? We'll give it a shot. It's only 6 minutes and 28 seconds, so we'll try it out. All right, Star Trek fan film, Star Trek Unification, dropped today actually, and like I said, I think Generations the anniversary was yesterday or day before, something like that. Let's see.
Star Trek and I have long since gone our separate.
Oh,
is this him
he's just talking
ranting
about
about it?
Yeah.
Scroll up a little. What's that?
This one?
Yeah. Oh no, that's never mind.
Yeah.
What's his name? Doomclock.
If it was produced with Paramount's blessing. Okay. Where'd you guys watch this? Was this on YouTube? Or is it on Paramount?
I'll go check Paramount. Star Trek Unification.
Yeah. Dave,
So my wife got me this.
Dave says YouTube. Dave, can you send me the link? Like, I love that reactions are coming up first, as opposed to the actual video. Teaser. Yeah, I don't.
Maybe the teaser's all there is. Is that what you guys watch? The teaser?
I mean, I don't think so. Unless, maybe they did. Maybe they did. Let me switch off real quick to my DMs. If anybody knows where I can watch this, send it to me on Nerd Affiliated's Instagram. Because, yeah, it's bizarre that, like, I would take William Shatner figure if he was wearing his unexplained suit. Like, what do you guys, like, what? Star Trek, I think I did fan film already. I think I already looked that up.
It's weird. I keep finding, like, same thing. I keep finding reviews of it.
So now I'm just going to Google it. Rolando in the house, good to see you. I can't click that link, Dave. DM it to me. It's wild that like it's easier to find a review than it is to. Oh, here we go. Dave sent it over. Great. Oh, it's 10 minutes. It's unlisted. Interesting. This 8 minutes is the best Star Trek I've seen in 20 years. All right, let's we'll give it a shot.
They haven't seen season 3 of Picard.
Nobody watched Picard
Season 3 was pretty good, man.
except you and my wife.
Well,
Not together.
no.
I assume you guys can all hear this, by the way.
I can.
Sorry, just pause real quick. I might periodically pause it just for sake of copyright stuff, but let me know also if the audio on this is like super low, because sometimes I think the system's trying to like not cause spikes in audio, and it's ruined things in the past. So I want you guys to let me know if it's too low or if it sounds like it's getting clipped or anything like that. Looks good.
Is the audio crapping out for you?
What was it?
Did the audio just crap out for you too?
You couldn't hear it? The music?
It like broke up. I wasn't sure if that maybe it's just my connection. Sorry, continue.
No, I mean that could very well be what I was afraid of. Just gonna check one thing. Oh no, I turned off. All right, yeah. I guess chat. Let me know. We'll proceed for now. We agree this is like afterlife stuff, right?
Sure. I don't know what you mean. Oh, yeah, he's in the afterlife. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not Ghostbusters.
You can imagine why I go there initially.
Where?
sure he's in the ribbon.
No, but he was in the ribbon.
Well, some part of him is always in the ribbon. I gotta rewatch that now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking technology, man. Did Spock have an on-screen death? I don't remember.
There are always possibilities, Spock said. And if Genesis is indeed life from death, I must return to this place again.
With Paramount's support means they got permission to do this from Shatner and Nimoy's people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, confused by that.
Wait, they're crediting William Shatner? That's interesting.
Yeah, because Dave was saying that he was shown this a couple days ago at Star Trek. Because I'm wondering if the idea was Kirk, coming to Spock as a vision as Spock was like passing.
Yeah, that sounds good. Like it's Well, I almost did it too. It's It's Kirk dying after or during Generations.
Generations, yeah.
And he goes through the afterlife, kinda, and then he goes to meet Spock, and they go for the final voyage to the undiscovered country together.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that what they referred to it as? Death, the undiscovered country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would have been driven home if, in that last shot when Spock is on the bed, you only see him, you don't see Kirk as well, because then you're like, oh, okay, Kirk was not there. It's a vision.
Yeah.
I don't
Interesting.
know. Cool. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of Easter eggs there.
There was an Easter egg in, I forget what season of Picard. I know you didn't watch it. Maybe it had to be season 3, I guess. I feel like Picard and Riker infiltrate a base, like a very secret Star Trek base, Starfleet base. Mm-hmm. And it's like quick, but like one of the Easter eggs is like they have Kirk's body on in there. They're holding it there for some reason. So like they took it off of whatever that planet was. I can't remember, that he just buried him on. Mm. So interesting.
Yeah. I mean, the AI was amazing there. You still run into that uncanny valley where you could still tell it's not real, but it really pushes the line. I mean, they continue to get better at that.
Yeah, definitely.
EC says he's going to start to binge it tomorrow. Do you mean, Black Mirror? He's going to start tomorrow. What's cool about Black Mirror is that you don't necessarily have to watch all of them in order. Like they're all like the Twilight Zone. They're random stories. I think there's one episode that links a couple together in maybe like season 2, but otherwise you can kind of watch them all individually. And some of them are pretty scary. How true they are versus like what's happening in reality.
Yeah. Yeah, that. I can't watch too much of that show. I don't think I've watched it in a couple years, actually.
Dave says, Section 31, dataless station, Kirk body has a heartbeat.
Oh. I didn't notice it having a heartbeat. Cool. They'll never do anything with it.
And that show's coming out next year. Section 31.
Oh, really?
Hmm?
No.
Or it's a movie. I forget. I think it's a movie, actually. Yeah, Strange New Worlds is a series. Academy is a series. Section 31, I think, is a movie. A TV movie. But you can confirm for me.
Paramount has set January 24, 2025 for the premiere of its upcoming movie Star Trek Section 31.
Yeah.
Michelle
Yeoh.
Mm-hmm. Is that how you say it?
Mm-hmm.
Reprises her role from Discovery. Okay. Interesting.
You didn't watch Discovery?
I didn't. But
oh, interesting.
Well, no, that's a lie. I saw like the first episode. Didn't they like kill her? Her character?
I don't want to say anything if you haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah, it seemed confusing because like they did that. It didn't grab me right away, and then possible spoilers or my memory's just shitty. So then very quickly, like they started doing like they were using the not Vulcan but raised Vulcan human to work on an engine, and it very quickly seemed like they were going to start doing alternate universe shit, and I was like, nope. Not doing it.
Well,
not doing it.
So technically all of it's alternate universe. Like the whole, with the exception of Picard, everything that's Star Trek now on Paramount is its own alternate universe. Actually, I think Lower Decks might also be canon universe, not the alternate universe. So Discovery, Strange New Worlds, that's all like almost JJ verse, but not really. Type of thing.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is it the Kelvin? Isn't the JJ verse called the Kelvin verse or something?
Something like that. So there's 5 seasons, and I will tell you. Oh, look at that! Rolando says my dad drove William Shatner around when he came to Utah. That's awesome.
Oh, cool.
So there's 5 seasons of it. I think it jumps the shark at season 3. I think that's the last good season, personally. It's still a satisfactory watch, I will say. But season 2 and 3, I think are pretty good, if I remember correctly. I encourage you to watch it because have you watched Stranger Worlds? The new one, Pike.
No, I haven't. I haven't watched any Star Trek recently. The last thing I watched Star Trek was Picard. Yeah.
Oh, Stranger Worlds is amazing, like absolutely amazing. Like you need to watch that. Okay. I would watch if you have time to. If you absolutely want to just like binge stuff, I would start with Discovery, and then go to Stranger Worlds because it's a spinoff. Okay. You don't have to because you know lore, but I think for just enjoyment, you can do that. Mm-hmm. I learned this after the fact. Each season of Discovery had a different like production crew, like different director, producer, that kind of thing. And to me, that hurt the show because every season there was some sort of like universal ending blank. And after a while, I'm like, how many times is this going to be the thing? Like it, right? And it's also, to my memory, and this is a more you and Amanda question. To my memory, this is the only show where it's like each season is one story. Whereas in Stranger Worlds, they've kind of gone back to the old school. Each episode is a different thing. Like there's one continuous thread, right? Like the story of Pike, for example, without me spoiling stuff, but each episode is like, oh, we're on this planet and this thing is happening. Oh, we're on this planet, this thing's happening. Without them linking together. Where in Discovery, every season, in episode 1, it's like, here's the big issue that's happening, and every episode is them trying to solve that one issue. Which I don't think is what Star Trek normally... I can't think of any other Star Trek where that was a thing. Because even Voyager, for example, the overall story was we're trying to get home, but every episode was still a standalone episode.
Yeah, there was like 2, like, you know, the season finale to season premiere, 2 or 3 episode thing, and then maybe you had a 2-parter thrown in occasionally. Right. They even... So I didn't realize the guy who did Battlestar Galactica, the reboot, he was like involved in Voyager at first. And he, I guess, got fired because he wanted kind of like if you watch Galactica, from where the show starts to when the show ends, they show the ship get the shit kicked out of it, and he apparently like was fighting for stuff like that to happen with Voyager, to be like, you have them restart each episode and the ship is pristine. Yeah, like they're alone, they can't refit, they can't get supplies. How is it that this ship, you know, oh, we can just... They like solved it. Well, we have the replicator technology and stuff like that, and it's like, so. But yeah, I mean, Picard had the continuous thread for its seasons, even though they got way, way far afield in certain episodes. But season 2 was just terrible, fucking terrible. Yeah, and they ignored it. Season 2, they completely ignored for the finale, for the series finale, final season. Sorry.
Maybe I'll give it a shot. Look, you should watch Lower Decks though. Lower Decks is really good.
Lower Decks is the animated one, right? Yeah. I have nothing against starting it. I'm just slowly making my way through stuff. I'm almost caught up with Tulsa King. That's I got to start that. If you want just like some good mob shit, and like like how we talk about how like with Penguin, like he wants to be a gangster, but he wants to be the good guy kinda, or something like that. Like, I don't feel like there's any of that shit. Like, Stallone's character, Dwight, is just who he is, and, you know, that's it.
Which is what Boba Fett needed to be.
Yeah.
Boba Fett. Cutthroat in the house, good to see you. He said, I heard they're trying to bring back Kirk for a new Star Trek movie. We'll see. I feel like he's out. I'll leave it at that for now. Again, I don't want to spoil stuff. Voyager was great. Yeah. Hey, everyone, Geek Strong in the house. Good to see you. It's funny. We were watching Voyager and she kept going without me. But I love how every planet they go to signify it's a new alien race, they all just have a new like thing between like the tip of their nose and their head. Like, there's a new thing, but otherwise everybody's humanoid. Ears are normal, eyes are normal, but there's a weird like design thing like happening here. And I was like, all right, that's how they were just able to like pump these things out. They're like, makeup department, this one has a triangle, this one has a circle, this one has a box, this one has a word. It's like it's pretty funny. So let's go into the HasLab. We'll end on the HasLab. Right now, you guys know we are, because I've talked about it a lot. We are less than 2 weeks out, and it still has not funded. We are at 9,338 backers, which I think brings us to maybe like 78% or something like that. Hasbro has done a couple things since we last all spoke. A lot of influencers have received the 2 in the box to promote that, and they're all promoting this while promoting that for the most part. And today they did a panel. I shared that on Instagram today, and on the panel were Ghostbuster influencers, YHS, Geek Dad Life, Ghostbusters News, and this other guy I've never seen. And they got a chance to ask questions about the HasLab to push it, if you would. Something that was said on Extraplasm, which is another podcast you guys should listen to if you're into Ghostbuster stuff. I was thinking, and I was going to say it today, so now I feel like when I say it, it's not going to sound like my original thought, but it is my original thought. He just also thought the same thing. I feel like this HasLab, at this point, I don't think there's that many people sitting around being like, oh, I'm going to wait till the last day on purpose. There's probably people who are like, I'm still on the fence about it, right? But I don't think there's in that realm of 3,000 people that are like, oh, I'll wait till the last day to figure it out if I'm going to do it or not. So I feel like at this point, the influencer push needs to end with it being Ghostbuster influencers. Like that group has already talked about this ad nauseum with the Ghostbusters team, with the Hasbro team. You got to go to somebody else at this point. Like you got to start talking to like, I don't know, IGN or Screen Rant or somebody else. Like you got to start trying to hit the casual nerd, to not Josh in particular, but in a way, Josh. You got to talk to the person who didn't know this existed that might be interested. Now you backed it, I believe, right?
Yep, I did.
One or two.
2, the deluxe.
Are you getting one, or you order two?
No, I'm getting just one.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
And you got the deluxe, you said.
I got the deluxe. Just one of them though, because yeah.
You know, sorry. No, you're good.
I was already thinking like if it ever, because I'd have to look again. I think they said like the caution tape and everything else. It's all like stickers that you can take on and take off a couple times. Decals. I'd probably just leave it. Like the most I'd probably change would be like see how it looks with the Ghostbusters 2 roof rack on. Mm-hmm. But I can't really see myself constantly, or not constantly, but even occasionally changing it out for the decals and letting them wear out. So
yeah, it'd
probably stay like the Ecto 1 with occasionally the 1A roof rack. Maybe the hood too. The hood, unless the decal that goes on the hood is unless it's just a decal for the hood and not another hood with it on.
It's a decal.
Ah, well, there you go then.
Yeah. You know, I feel like everybody, it was probably I think it was the first question asked in the round table. And I don't think the right questions were asked about the decals. I think, it's probably too late, but I would have been like, hey, did you guys think about making them like a magnetic decal maybe?
Yeah.
Because you're they said like the decals are very sticky. So when you take it off, you're able to put it back on. But that's not good. I mean, if I try to put it on and I mess up, that's one usage gone already.
Yeah.
Normally when you're doing decals on something that you only have one set of decals on, there's a soapy water trick. You can spray or rub some soapy water, put the sticker on, and you're still able to move it until it finally dries, and then you're in a spot. That's actually a trick for putting on a screen protector on your phone. You could spray some soapy water, put the screen protector on, push out the bubbles, and then you're good. That's what we used to do at Best Buy. So, with this, I'm like, all right, you can't even do that. Like you really just you get a chance, So they mentioned that there's going to be instructions, but I don't see why. Even looking at this picture here, and then I'll get you guys' comments. I don't see why you don't just make an extra set of doors. So you pop the door on or off for the logo 1 or logo 2. Same with the hood. I just feel like the decals, and we talked about this before this thing was even the thing. We were like, if this thing is a swappable 1 to 2, that would be amazing. We're all going to get it. But I feel like we all kind of thought you would just swap pieces, not swap stickers. And I think that's in a way hurting it for a lot of us.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, also, I mean, the other guys like Steve and Louis, they already have their other ectos because of previous productions. So this is going to be the one and only that I get. So it's like whatever, but I feel like, yeah, not to be too critical since we know somebody who was involved with this, but yeah, I mean, magnets or swappable doors, something like that. Like, I don't know what workaround you would have done for the caution tape, except for just make the frame, basically all the panels have to pop off, and maybe that would have been even more expensive. But I mean, I'm not complaining about like how for the roof rack, like what they did for like the LED panel, like how it's just like something that you slide in and out, like that I get, because having a mini LED that does that, it's going to be ridiculously expensive just to get all that mass produced and whatnot. So I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like pop off the panels or magnetic attachments, something like that would probably have helped other people to want to make it, like I think I probably just already resigned myself when I heard it was decals to be like, I'll just leave it as Ecto 1 for the most part. But yeah. Now you said something in the chat, in our chat, that I'm confused by. You were saying to look out for tomorrow. Like, what did you mean? Like, you're saying they're going to change something, like lower the threshold, or you think that some bump is coming tomorrow?
No, anything tied to that. I'll tell you offline.
Oh,
what I
sorry.
mean. No, you're good. No, and you guys can watch the stream if anybody like debates or questions what I'm saying. It's more applicable to you, I would say. But what I was gonna say before I got to the chat was no, I can't remember what I was gonna say. But there was another thought I had in my mind, and then I got to the chat. Because you said about us knowing somebody who's involved in this. I was watching YHS the other day, and I didn't realize this, and I haven't verified it, but one of the guys that's on the Toy Anxiety show, there's like 4 of them on there. One of them has another show that he does about Batman or DC or something. Okay. And his co-host is the guy who made the designs and molds and whatever for the Mondo figures. Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's why you guys push this so much, and that's why you have so much access, is one of the very people who like is making the figure does a show with you guys.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, that's already conflict 1. But then even on this one too, I'm like, I feel like I feel like the only one, if you watch that panel that really like kind of pushed things and showed reserve was Ghostbusters News. I feel like he was the only one that sat there and asked the question, and when they gave the answer, he wasn't just like, I'm not going to do an explicit motion, but it'd be using my hand towards my face in a circular motion. He was like the only one, in my opinion. And here's the thing. I love the team. I love the Ghostbusters team. We all met them in real life. They're great. And they've all over-explained things as well. Like they've done way more, ask us your questions on these HasLabs than any other team has done, including creating their own Reddit account for you to ask questions. But at the end of the day, you got to call it what it is. And if this thing doesn't back, which we wanted to, but if it doesn't, you can't at a certain point blame the fans. At a certain point, you have to think, what did we do wrong on this one? And I think the decals is a big issue, but I think the pricing is the other one where, and I remember what I was going to say earlier. I think pricing is the issue, but we already knew that was going to be an issue. It's lower than we thought. I didn't think they could do this for less than 500, but it's still higher than a lot of us casuals are willing to spend. Something they did, and then I'll get to the comments, I swear. Something they said to save on costs, which I thought was smart, is each figure is not going to be coming on a card back or like in its own like box. Like if you went to a store and bought it, they're just going to be wrapping the figures up. So that was a way they were able to cost cut. Is they're like, hey, you're not going to take these out and like display them on your wall. We're selling this because you're going to use them with the Ecto. So they're not coming in packaging or anything like that. They're just going to be securely wrapped, whatever that means. And actually, that thinking about it, it might be how the VHS figures come for Spider-Man. They're like wrapped in paper.
Yeah. Oh, that could work.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like good for me because we all know how rare it is for me to open action figures.
Right. All right, let me get to the comments real quick. Scrolling back up. Okay. Think about here. EC said I backed it and I'm on the fence about it. Dave said you're going through the motions, get out small channels. Geek Strong says I agree. The influencers saying the same thing over and over, and they're not reaching a new audience. Yeah. Did I back it? No. I've said this before. I'll say it again. For one, I don't have space right now in my like office area here. I don't have any figures displayed, and I'm going to try to figure out a way how to display figures. This is also going to be like the spare bedroom, so I can't do the whole wall of figures like I've done before. So right now in the basement, I have 3 or 4 Batmobiles that are in boxes. So if I got this thing, if all things stay the way they are, it would be in a box still. So that's the only reason I haven't backed it so far. Second to that, even if I did have the room, if this thing was like $250 for a base model with no figures, you would have had my attention. And I probably would have at the end of the day said yes. But $325, it's like over the mark for me of like a casual purchase for something I can't use for, cosplay or something. But who knows? Last day, things could change. We'll see. Dave says it's a plastic shell. They would need to put metal in there to make the magnets work. Yeah. No, I know. And I thought this was going to be die cast when I saw it. And then when I realized it was plastic, I was like, Geek Strong said, and stop giving influencers HasLabs before everyone else. It just pisses everyone off. Why did they get it before the regular guy that purchased it? So yeah, YHS talked about that as well. It's because it sounds like I'm just hating on them. In a way I am, but yeah, I guess I am a hater. I'm a fan, but a hater at the same time. So they talked about this on a stream this week. I happened to jump in as they were talking about this one point. It sounds like I listen to all their stuff and I don't, but I listen from time to time, and they were like, if you hate the fact that influencers are getting this stuff early, come back and talk to them when you've spent 25 hours working on like a 20-minute video or some shit like that. Now, here's the thing. If it takes you 25 hours to do a 20-minute, it would take you 25 hours to do an hour video. That thing better look like that Star Trek video we saw. Like as a video editor, there's no way it takes you that long to edit an unboxing, a podcast, Ghostbusters Day video. Like, I'm sorry. Unless you had hours and hours and hours of footage, it ain't taking you 25 hours to do that. Second, sending influencers some of these HasLabs early after they've already been closed as a HasLab, I feel like it's kind of pointless. Like, I already bought it. And if I didn't buy it, I can't buy it. So you're not doing me any solids here. You're not doing me any favors here. So I'm like, yeah, ship it to everybody at the same time. At this point, I'm getting tired of seeing unboxing videos. And I'm like, where's the fuck is mine? It's still not shipped yet.
Yeah.
But that's me being a hater in a sense. But the excuse of like, oh, well, I spent 25 hours editing a video. Like, yeah, I deserve to get it early. A lot of us YouTubers spend a lot of hours editing videos. So that's not a valid thing. That's obnoxious, if you ask me.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. You could cut around the decal and put Scotch tape behind it in place.
That's a lot of work.
For $400, I'm not using Scotch tape on anything. He meant no. There's no way I'm messing the decals once it's on. Yeah, I agree. They're hoping people purchase 2. They even said it on Toy Anxiety. Yeah. Because they probably bought 2. And on the round table today, I think his name's Ryan, maybe, or Pat. He brought up a fantastic point. He was like, this thing has been harder to... First of all, everybody is going to say, oh, it's going as we planned, as we estimated. Every public company says that about anything happening sales related. Oh, based on what we expected, things are where they are. No. That's always a lie, but they have to say that. What he did say was, unlike the other HasLabs for Ghostbusters, it's friggin' oranges and apples here. With the Proton Pack, people who are Proton Pack fans, not even flippers here, just like straight up fans, were buying 5. There are people who are like, this is the best deal I've ever seen for a Proton Pack. Instead of making it on my own, I'm just going to buy 5. 2 in the box. Oh my God, this is the greatest PKE and Ghost Trap ever. I don't have to mod stuff like I did on the Spirit one or the Mattel one. I'm buying 5. So you had a lot of that happening with those first 2 ones. Whereas with this one, probably buying 1. It'd be nice to buy 2, but people are probably buying 1. To Mad Hatter's point on a video he made a while back, you need flippers to be buying this stuff too. Like, you need a flipper who's like, oh, I can sell that 400 for 500 at Comic-Con. Like, you need that person to buy 5 because that's helping bump the numbers up. Because there's always people who after the fact, actually, you bought your pack after the fact. You got a great deal on it, but there's a lot of people who don't even know this stuff exists, which goes back to the influencer thing. There's people who don't know these things exist, and then after the fact, they're like, oh, where can I get that? Oh, that thing closed like 2 years ago. What are you talking about? So that's where flippers serve a purpose with the crowdfund stuff. I will say that. And in a way, they serve a positive purpose. Sweet Mondo is better figures. They're great figures, just the price is stupid.
Yeah, let's not talk about Mondo.
Yeah, I mean, EC says I'm even more excited for their Mondo Real Ghostbusters. So I've learned that there are a lot of you who are excited for those figures. I don't understand it price-wise. But at the same time, buy it once, buy it right. If you bought those figures, you paid $400 for them, you probably won't ever need real Ghostbusters figures ever again. In theory. A fear I have, personally, I think they're lying about their numbers. And what if the line gets canceled before they finish it? And now you have 2 of them. 4, 3. And you don't get the last one because it got canceled. That's the gamble you run with them spacing out the launches.
Yeah.
My fear. Jason, yep. Saving on packing is good, yeah. Patrick says, I'm a fan of the Fan Plastic 4, more of an artistic perspective. Yeah, no, Mondo's out here stretching the hell out of 112 pricing, and I don't think they'll grand, but them passion projects hit. I don't think they'll sell well is what he meant. And you call yourself a Ghostbuster, yeah. This HasLab will cement the new pre-order window like how the Dragon Man and Sentinel are doing. Yeah, just something with all these literal bells and whistles will get cheapened out on. What? That is crazy for YouTuber to say that. Oh, yeah. Good seeing you, Ultra. See you later. Everybody saying hi to him. Dave says if it doesn't fund, I'm going to find a hot toy or some Mondo figures. Yeah. I'm happy that
I guess
they talked about it on the stream, something I mentioned last week. I think this is like the do or die. I think this is the do or die for Plasma series. They were like, if this does not back, there's no other Ecto one we're making. Like, that's it. And then later on, somebody asked, are there more Plasma series figures coming out? And they said, we can't say yes or no, obviously, but the performance of this helps tell the company, should we continue doing things or not? And I'm like, that's exactly what I was saying. Them doing all these figures in one shot, no tears, a full wave, and all that, to me is a Hail Mary last ditch effort. By placing it, I just mean to get the idea. Don't do it permanently. Okay, gotcha. I feel like I rambled a lot. What do you got?
I have that influence on people.
Yeah. Any thoughts, comments, questions?
No, I mean, you said it pretty well. Like I said, my concerns are, like I said, I get why a lot of people probably wouldn't be buying it besides the price point. They have an Ecto already, and won't lie, part of the reason I did this is because we do know somebody who did it, and also I just don't have an Ecto, so I figured, fuck it. I might as well get it and have the option to change it up in some way, shape, or form. Maybe even down. I'm sure. I mean, listen, people are creative as shit. I'm sure I can find somebody who in a couple of months' time will make better decals, or like, hey, put a magnet on the inside. I'll glue a magnet on the inside of the door, and they'll make magnetic decals, and I can modify it myself, or something like that. So, just because it's not perfect the way they created it doesn't mean that we can't improve on it. I've learned that with my proton pack. So sure. No, actually, that is a good point. I forget who said it. Was it Dave who said it? If this doesn't fund, I guess I can always take that money and dump it on Mondo I can dump it on Mondo figures, I guess.
Yeah.
But not a thought about this, but about HasLab in general. I want my fucking 2 in the box. I'm really annoyed by all these confirmation emails I keep getting.
Yeah.
And they get me each time. I'm like, I did it. But then I'm like, the OCD and the or whatever wins out, and it's like, just log on and confirm your address one more time. And sure enough, it's still the same.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. In a way, I'm beating myself up for not getting to. But I mean, I'm just never. I don't think I'm taking them out to cons. I think I'm going to use the holsters, and I said it in a YHS comment section. I was like, if any 3D printers are watching this, make some V hooks that fit the holsters, and that way we can still use our spirit stuff. Like I might use this like if there's like actually, it'd be different. Like if I still lived in New York, like maybe I would take it to Comic-Con, but like having to like travel interstate and all sorts and packing things, I'm like, I don't want to risk anything happening to this. I might actually use the PKE. The PKE I probably don't have an issue using, but
Yeah, I was gonna
I don't
say
know.
I can see myself leaving the trap at home because, you know, I don't. We've done 2 of these conventions now as Ghostbusters. We don't do anything where it's like, you know, where we're trapping the ghost. It's more we're shooting somebody.
Mhm.
So I think I'd probably have the PKE on me and then just keep going with the spirit trap,
Yeah.
you know. But
Yeah.
you know, the ooh, I need it, 1 out, and I got myself the 2 in the box.
Yeah.
So it was like, why not have a complete set of stuff?
Well, because the other thing too is what I learned, and then we'll wrap. What I learned at the first Comic-Con we did as Ghostbusters. People don't really walk up to you to like inspect your stuff. They're just like, "Oh, you're a Ghostbuster, love it," but they're not like, "Oh, you're only wearing a spirit thing. You didn't get the HasLab. Oh, you're only wearing a HasLab. You didn't make it yourself. Oh, you're." They don't say any of that stuff. They're not checking your patches. They're not looking at the weathering on your suit. So what you put into the Ghostbuster cosplay, you're really doing it for you.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, all right, I want the 2 in the box. And like I said, I want to use those holsters regardless. I don't know if I want to gamble that heavy ass trap out there at a convention. And even as I'm slowly but surely editing our Comic-Con video, spending 25 hours on it, I'm like, damn, like I feel like I didn't record a lot of stuff because there's just so much to wear as a Ghostbuster. And I don't know if I want to add to that necessarily as we continue on.
Yeah, there is a whole lot. There's a whole lot of stuff to wear when you're doing this.
Yeah. But
Could always
Any
trade
la-
off. We can always
To
start
what?
trading off. Like, you know, so I bring the pack, and halfway through the con we just switch, and I have a trap in the meter and you just wear the pack or
yeah.
whatever, just to keep weight down.
Yeah.
But still fun though.
Yeah, for sure.
We got to start talking next year eventually. We'll wait till the new year,
Yeah.
and then we'll figure out what the hell we're going to do. But you were saying, did I have any thoughts?
Any last thoughts or comments?
In general, not necessarily about the Ghostbusters, but I did. They finally, I will say, DC delayed this, so it's not all my fault that I haven't done it. They finally wrapped up the Nightwing story that was going on, so I just have to record and edit that. It won't take me 25 hours once I actually start it and finish up the Nightwing story that's out there. And they have started the Absolute Universe, and I've read Absolute Batman, and I actually enjoyed the hell out of it. There is one thing that happened in it that I was just like, okay, that's ridiculous, but whatever. Besides that, the art's pretty good. The writing is really great. This isn't really a spoiler. They've put it out there. It's insane to me that they're actually making him like whatever 6'5", 6'7", and just like basically a Hulk. And people are supposed to not immediately say it's a very rare set of stats for a guy to have. It's this guy. It's totally this guy. So whatever. We'll suspend disbelief. But yeah, so Nightwing and Absolute Batman reviews coming, and shocking nobody, I don't think. Remember how the Titans were the premier superhero team in the DC universe because the Justice League decided to retire?
Mm-hmm.
That's done. That's done.
I thought it was done in like 2 issues.
Yeah, no, Justice League is back.
Yeah.
They reformed. I have to find, I don't know if they put the issue out because everything's so delayed on the app. I have to see if they actually even had a conversation with the Titans, or if they were just like, all right, you guys had your moment. Go play in the sandbox again. The adults are home. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. By the way, Steve said he's totally doing Ghostbusters next year. So the band might be back together. We'll see.
Superman can wear a proton pack, bro.
Exactly. Cutthroat said Teen Titans need to Teen Titans need to evolve in the comic. You mean evolve? Probably need to evolve. In the comic
Probably.
books.
They did evolve. They definitely did. But I mean, I didn't think the Justice League was going to stay gone forever.
No, you can't.
You can't. But
Yeah.
I thought a little bit longer. But whatever.
Dada still wants us to do Japan, and he got his Dragonfly the other day. So, congrats on the Dragonfly. But yeah, that was a show. That's a wrap. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Of course, make sure you guys subscribe if you're not done so. Hit the like if you've not done so. And if you're over on the podcast listening to this, come over to YouTube, subscribe, all that fun stuff. The reel for Captain America is still doing well. Where are we at now? We are at almost 3 million views on that.
Dear God. That's crazy.
And it's only translated into like 20 follows. That's how that works. But I'm all Captain America now. I have all my shields up. And I got to say, the Hasbro one is more impressive than I thought. What's up, Josh? Good to see you. Heavier than I thought as I hit myself in the head. And I could see this being like max weight I'd want to carry around a con. I feel like going to a real metal shield could get really old at a convention.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Unless you have it on your back the whole time, but even then.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I mean, this is great. I'm excited for Captain America, and it seems like Anthony Mackie, in some way, shape, or form, is always affecting our lives, whether we're losing monetization or going viral on Instagram. So.
Mackie.
Yeah, that's right. Happy Thanksgiving, Scooby. Did I say hi to Scooby before? I don't remember. And hello to Casual Nerd. Great show as always. Yeah, the Blue Shield. A 2-hour stream you'll be editing for a week and a half if we go by Hasbro math. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's it. Appreciate you guys watching. 10 o'clock. Wow, damn. Thank you for listening as well. HeyArcher Live every Thursday, 8:15ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Nerdy Coffee still pending. I swear to God, it's gonna come back. Still pending. I'm still working on the New York Comic Con video. Actually, here's what I'll say. Behind the scenes, I've already edited all the footage we have. We didn't get a lot of footage, so really what I need to do is do my voiceover part of it. That's what's left. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks that comes out. Shout out to all of you in the chat. Appreciate you guys being here. Geek Strong apparently just dropped the video, so make sure you guys check that out. Man Collects drops a video tomorrow. Lots of dope creators. Dave just finished a live before we did this. Marv is probably live right now. So subscribe to each other, follow each other, and we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. We're out of here.
Specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
Yeah, come on, push a button. Push a goddamn button.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.